Hi guys, this is Mr. Wessner, and today with Civil War Tech we are talking about signal flags. Now, signal flags are an extremely important communication tool on the battlefield. Sometimes these battlefields took up many acres, many square miles, so they were covering long distances from one place to another, and you needed a way to communicate across those long distances. So one of the ways that that was accomplished was through the use of a signal flag. You could also send a messenger on horseback or on foot, but if that person were captured or caught, then that message falls into enemy hands really easily. So using signal flags and using a coding system, they would be able to send messages back and forth across the battlefield using these flags. So what we're going to be doing today is making a flag kind of looks like this one. Is the one that we're using, and that was probably the most commonly used. But they also used at nighttime. They would use torches, which are seen here. Over here we have a red flag with a white center. So just different styles of flags for different circumstances. This flag would have been used if you had a dark background behind you, and then even if it were something maybe a little lighter, you'd be able to see the red. So the white would stand out on the dark, red would stand out on something lighter. If I were higher up and the only background behind me was the sky, then maybe a flag like this would have been used, which would stand out better against the clouds and things in the sky. So the first thing you're going to need is a piece of fabric. Now this one's slightly rectangular. If yours is square, that's okay. We need a piece of fabric like this one. Signal flags were actually square. They came in different sizes. Most common was 4 foot by 4 foot. So this is our flag. Ours are going to be certainly smaller than that. There was a 2 foot by 2 foot flag that was used in kind of more close situations. So that's kind of more representative probably of what we're making today. So here's our piece of fabric, and you're going to lay it out in front of you just like this. Okay? Then you're going to take that piece of fabric and fold the bottom down to fold the top down to the bottom. So here this edge would be your folded edge. So we fold the top edge of the flag down to the bottom of the flag. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold the left edge of the flag over to the right. So I have a fold here, and then I sort of have a double fold here. And then with a pencil, scoot over just a little bit, maybe an inch or two from the edge, and make a small mark with your pencil. And what we're doing is we're finding the center of this flag so that we can put our red square in the middle. So we're going to go over just a little bit. That way we have room to put our flagpole later. So it'll just be slightly to the right of the center. And you're going to put that mark right on that double fold at the top, right on the fold edge. It's there at the top. And then you're going to unfold your flag, and you'll have that mark, and it'll just be a little bit to the right of center going this way, and it should be pretty close to center going top to bottom. So now I need to make the square in the middle. To do that, I am going to draw a line 5 inches up from that point and 5 inches down from that point. And to do that, you can take your ruler and set the 5-inch mark right here. If you have, hopefully you have a ruler. If not, just try to estimate as best you can. But take a ruler, measure 5 inches up, 5 inches down. And if you put the 5-inch mark right on that point, then you can go down to the 10 and up to the 0. Okay? And there we go. That shows that. So the 5's there. Down to 0. We've gone up to 10. Okay? Then I'm going to turn the ruler horizontally, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to put the 5 at the point, go out to 0, and out to 10. Okay? So now I have kind of this plus sign. Okay? And then what I want to do is go over to the top, or go up to the top, and I'm going to do the same thing again. So from that line, I'm going to put my 5 on the middle, okay? Go out to 0 and out to 10. Same thing at the bottom. Okay? So a 10-inch line there. And that gives me a 10-inch square in the middle of my flag. Then the last thing I need to do, I just need to connect those lines. So I don't really have to measure that, but I'm going to draw from this corner to this corner and this corner to this corner. Now I have that sketched out. Okay? Now I gave you 2 different options for this. The one I normally use in class is some red duct tape, which you can really easily find at Walmart or Target usually, places like that. I have red duct tape. So you're just going to go through and tear off strips of tape and fill in the center of that square. You can overlap them slightly if you need to. That's okay. And you're going to go top to bottom. Now this looks kind of messy right now. The edges aren't even. It's really hard to tear every piece of tape to the exact same length. So what you're going to do after you're done is try as best you can to carefully measure out that distance and tear a piece of tape just long enough to cover those two sides, and that gives you a nice red square right in the middle. Okay? Now it says here, complete a square like this on both sides of your flag. So after you finish one side, you're going to flip it over. You'll probably, depending on the fabric you use, be able to see through or feel through to do that. So you'll put a square like that on both sides. It says there when you finish, you may help someone who needs it, but since you're on your own at home this year, that's not going to quite be necessary. Okay, then you're going to take a dowel rod and you're going to lay that dowel on the side that has more fabric. So since we had our square was a little off center, you can see I have a little less fabric here, a little more fabric here. So I'm going to lay it on that side with more fabric. Leave a little fabric here off to the left of that flagpole. You're going to take a thin line of fabric glue and run it just down the length of the stick, length of the flagpole, where the flag is. I don't want to go down here where there's no flag. So I'm just starting maybe at the bottom of the flag and then going up to the top. And just a thin line of glue there will do it. Okay. Then take this edge over here, fold it over top and kind of press it. And you can kind of roll it as well if you like a little bit. And that will kind of even out your flag. The last step really may not be necessary if you're doing this from home, but at school we have everybody put their name on the bottom of the flagpole so that you know whose is whose. So that's something, maybe if you have a brother or a sister that's doing this with you, just so you can keep track of whose flag is whose, you can do that. Okay, so that's it. That's all there is to making this flag. And what we're going to do soon is learn how to send messages with this flag. And it was accomplished using a new coding system known as wig-wag. And different ways you wave the flag form different combinations that could then be used to form letters. And we'll talk about how to send and decode those messages very, very soon. So I'll see you next time, and we will learn how to send messages using a Civil War signal flag. Thank you.